Alex from Auto Advisor. In this video I'm going to guide you how to change a wheel on your car for when the inevitable happens and you get a puncture at the roadside. First step is that you need to make sure that your situation is safe. So this is making yourself visible to other road users by putting out an orange triangle and maybe putting a high vis on so that you're able to be seen. Once we have made the situation safe and made ourselves visible, we then need to locate the manufacturer's supplied toolkit, which is usually located under the boot floor, or in my case, behind the driver's seat. Once to hand, roll out the tool case to view all tools. You should have a scissor jack, wheel nut wrench and sometimes a few other miscellaneous tools. Now we have to find the spare wheel or the space saver wheel. If you have a car, you can normally find it underneath the boot floor. You lift up the carpet in your boot and there's a big wing nut which you undo, and you can just simply take the wheel out and you're ready to go. In my case it's a bit different, and the wheel is up underneath the bumper on the underside of the vehicle. So I need to find this little cap here, lift it up, and there's a nut which is going to lower the wheel from the underside of the vehicle, so that I can then unattach it and take the wheel out. So we need to get the wrench that was provided to us by Ford themselves, which can slot in here, and we start to unwind it as we can hear the wheel lowering itself from the underside of the vehicle, and we keep going until the wheel's flat on the floor. Pull it out towards us, still needs a bit more to go. This bit can be a little fiddly. Then we undo the cable. And we can pull the wheel out from the underside of the vehicle. We then, with the bits left over, we then need to attach them back up underneath the vehicle. And then start to bring the cable back up to the underside of the vehicle until you can't twist it anymore. Like so. Now we have our spare wheel to be able to change our puncture with. So now we have our tools and our spare wheel, we can then begin tackling changing the tyre. First step is that we need to get our scissor jack, and we need to find a solid structure underneath the van to then be able to support the weight and be able to lift the van off the ground, so then we can then change the tyre. So we need to take a look under the van, find our jacking point, place the jack underneath that jacking point and start to raise the jack. You then need to get it to a point where you've just taken some weight off of the tyre, but not taking the tyre fully off the ground, just so the jack is supporting the weight of the van. So now the jack is supporting the weight of the van, we now need to undo the wheel nuts. So we need to take off the wheel trim, and we need to get our wrench. Now we need to just start loosening off the wheel nuts, but we just need to loosen them off and not unwind them fully. So now that we have loosened the wheel nuts, we can now raise the jack even higher so that the wheel ends up off the ground. You can see I'm almost there. Just need to carry on going. Now I'm finally off the ground. So now we can then begin to take the wheel nuts off. We always put the wheel nuts just to one side so we don't lose them. And now we can remove the wheel. So we're halfway there. Now we just need to do everything in reverse order to then be able to get the spare wheel back on the vehicle. So grabbing the spare wheel, line against the hub, place the wheel on the hub with the studs coming through the wheel, get our nuts that we put to one side and start to wind on the nuts. We only do the wheel nuts up to finger tight first. Then we need to then start lowering the vehicle back down so the wheel is only just touching the ground. Right, now the wheel is back on the ground, we can then tighten up the wheel nuts. As you can see, I've left the jack in place, which is supporting the weight of the vehicle, so then we can then do the nuts up not under stress. Right, now we've done the wheel nuts up, we stick the wheel trim back on. Wheel trim back on, now we can then lower the vehicle back onto the wheel and then take the jack from underneath the vehicle. Now you're done. We've got the spare tyre back on the vehicle, so all we need to do now is pack away our tools. I'd advise sticking the duff tyre that needs repairing in the boot so it's easily accessible and you can drop it off at your local tyre shop to get a new tyre fitted or to get repaired. If you don't know a local tyre shop, you can use Auto Advisor's easy 3-step system to find a great local tyre shop near you. So there you have it, all you need to know about changing a wheel at the roadside. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe and share. See you next time.